Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is 2024. My name is Charlie Grace. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening, watching. It's going to be another fantastic year with some really great topics. As you can see, my co-host tonight, of course, is Miss Rosie Bell. She'll be hanging out back here. Sometimes she'll keep her comments to herself, but she might want to jump in a little bit just to give you a heads up. That's what's going on. Currently in Studio A here in great old Alabama. Going to be trekking down soon south to Florida very soon. Going to be going actually to Georgia and then Florida. Got quite a few meetups and things happening. And that's why we're having a great topic today, which one of those meetups is called a Skoolie Swarm. And I've never been to one and I've always wanted to go to one. And I finally get the opportunity to go. We're going to learn all about it. Talk to people who are organizing it, talk to people who are part of it and give me some ideas of things that they've really enjoyed and things, to think about. If you're a first timer like me, what should you bring? Things like that. So let's just get a little maintenance out of the way here and let you guys know. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button and be able to get notified. We're going to bring you some really amazing content in 2024, and I'm just super excited that we can, share the wealth and do some fun here. So, anyways, as I said, Skoolie Swarm. It's a thing, but we're going to bring on some people and we're going to talk about this. Are you guys ready? I'm excited. I'm super excited. I've been thinking about this for like weeks now. So let's bring on a few people. Here we go. Hey, Travis and Michelle, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Okay, I have to say, you guys are the organizers of the Skoolie Swarm. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, now what exactly is a Skoolie Swarm? I got to understand this. What is this?
So the Skoolie Swarm is a gathering of people that live or travel in school buses that have been converted into tiny homes is how it started. And then we also have box trucks that have been converted, vans.
Fire trucks.
Yeah, fire trucks, camper vans. I mean,
it's expanded to encompass pretty much any kind of vehicle,
RVs
that you travel in, either full-time or part-time. Even car campers and tent campers come to hang out.
Yep.
Wow. And when you first started, did you have any idea, how many people did you have or vehicles did you have the first time you did this?
So our first one, we had 22 vehicles at it, and we didn't ever know there would be more than one. We just thought we were all getting together because there were a bunch of people in Florida at the time. And so we had vans and box trucks and schoolies at that one, just that. And then one tent camper, and they still come, but they've got their bus going now. So
nice.
yeah, we had no idea. But we all loved each other so much. We wanted to do it again. We all wanted to see each other again. So we kept on doing it.
Very cool. The more I talk to people about Skoolie Swarm, we always talk about, meetups in general are fantastic places to meet other people. And sometimes you find your tribe, depending on where you are. And not everybody has to be best friends, but you find really pockets of interesting people as you go to these meetups. It's really, really neat. So speaking of friends, though, we've got some friends in the basement that I want to bring up. And I think it's time to bring up the friends. Hold on. Okay, we got lots of friends now, guys. So let's talk about who's on the panel. This is exciting. So we just talked about Travis and Michelle. Next to them is, there we go, is Travis and Unai from Dream on Wheels. Thank you guys for being here.
I'm going to poke myself.
and below Travis and Unai is Tommy from River Sticks. You can point to him, Travis. It's okay. Yeah. There you go. And to the left of Tommy, right below me, is Mo. Hey, Mo, how you doing? She's muted.
I'll figure this out.
And Tesla is the dog snoring that you'll be hearing in the background, which is Tommy's dog, which is really cool. But that's another story. We'll leave that for another show. So you guys have all attended a Skoolie Swarm. You've been to one, and it's really cool to have the organizers, but it's great for them to hear this too. So I have a question. As a newbie, if you're going to a Skoolie Swarm for the first time, what can you expect? And I'm going to start with Travis and Unai, and we'll go around.
Overwhelming welcome.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like, we landed on the first swarm in North Carolina, and I was really like, this is not for me. I have been in meetups that I know people already, but for us, North Carolina was like, I don't know anybody over there. So I told Travis, like, you're crazy. And he was like, let's go. So what I did, we signed up for the check-in. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it my way. And I think so the check-in helped me open up to other people and seeing them coming in is like, oh my God, I have a great time over there. So I was like, yeah, I this was more than what I was expecting, and it was really a welcoming from everyone. Nobody know me, and everybody was like, "Hey, hi, how are you? Who you are?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh."
It's a cool thing. Okay, Tommy, what would be your advice if you're a newbie?
It's a lot of fun. You know, you meet a lot of people from all walks of life. I think I've been to four, five, I think 3 Floridas and 2 falls.
Mhm.
And I had been to 2 when I invited Travis and I to their first one. And then we did the fall and then the summer or the spring. And then I did this fall where they were having their grandbaby. But so, yeah, you get to meet everybody.
It's very cool. All right, Mo, what do you think? What's the advice you give someone for a first timer?
Volunteer. I said check-in is a great way. You meet everybody coming. You're a friendly face. It just volunteering is a way. Our volunteer spots pretty quickly, but you can still volunteer. Like if you come to Michelle or I, like there's that you can do, and it just really is a great way to know other people outside of your jam. Then attend the activities. We put in a lot of work into activities so that people can, they're made to facilitate, community growth and for people to get to know one another. And like Michelle and I go on this, like trying to come up with new things that we do, in different events, and when we put them in the swarm, so that people are in the beginning and can foster those relationships throughout the event.
Mhm.
I think that's a good point to get connected. So, okay, so Michelle, here's my thoughts. Newbie person walking up there, I'm registering and like, how maybe the volunteer spots are all gone, like you said. How can I just make a point to get to the events? How do I find out what events are going on what day?
Okay, so we have said, and I forgot to say, Mo is helping us organize now too. So came up with a way to have a Google spreadsheet that anybody can access that has on there what the schedule is. And also you can go in, and if you want to share something that you are good at or you love, you can go into the series of unofficial events and add that in there. So like we had a woman, Kimberly, that taught sign language last year. And it was an amazing event, and all the people that went to it loved it, and they ended up doing it every single day. But that was an unofficial event. But you have a QR code you can scan and go and check the schedule all throughout the event. Plus, we have a board at our bus where I write down what the activities for the day are. So we try.
Well, that's good, because I was going to say sometimes people do things on their phones. Ways to connect, and I've seen WhatsApp chats for meetups, and sometimes at the end of the day, internet service may not be the best, and sometimes it's best just to have a good old-fashioned board that you write things down on, and people come up to and they say, okay, here's what's really happening, or things change throughout these meetups.
Yeah.
Weather dependent, everything else can happen. So I think that's a smart idea, and I think communication is probably the biggest thing that people tell me that they're concerned about, when it comes to these things. I want to say hi to a few people while you guys are hanging out, because we've had a lot of people join in, which is awesome. I want to say hi to our friends, the Broken Nomad. Thank you so much for being here. Thrifty Angela, Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you so much for being here. Always cool. Our friends Bobby and Leslie, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. Oh my gosh. Travel Trail, hey Gord, Happy New Year. It's our first live of the new year. I know, it's really cool. She Devil's here. Good to see you as well. Phil is here. Awesome. And I did drop the link for the Skoolie Swarm, put it in the chat as well as in the description of this video and our podcast. So you guys will have an opportunity to go take a look at this. And I know Broke Down said, am I too late to join the panel? Not exactly. We put the link in there. If you want to be on the panel, you can click on that link and try, but you have to show your face. This is how it works. You need to make sure you're a real person. And go from there.
He's real.
Yeah. Okay. Tessa apparently. Oh, there's the puppy. I'm gonna unplug you, poor thing. I love. Tesla has the most sweetest snore ever. Bless her heart. I love this. Yes, we need to see the snoring pooch. That's exactly right. There you go. There you go. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. That's so great. So when most people, I gotta tell you, when most people think of a schoolie, they get this thing in their head where they think it's like this. They think wild, crazy, awesome school bus. We're gonna, I mean, that's sort of how people think of it. Do you guys? And I've seen some of the pictures of people at schoolies that have been out there on the web, because you can look this up. You can look up schoollyswarm.com or look at pictures. Is this sort of typically what happens, how you sort of line people up, or do they just people come and park wherever? I'm curious.
I think one of the hallmarks of our February swarm is you park where you want to in the swarm area.
Okay.
And we also tell people you're free to move. So if you make new friends and you want to go hang out next to them for a couple of days, then crank up and move. There's no stigma attached to moving around the swarm. And
Nice.
some of our fall venues are smaller, so we do have to kind of semi-organize parking, but we do love the free range parking.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Okay, I think we got another friend. Hold on. I just put that in to make sure everybody's awake. So,
Yeah. Made it.
hey, Josh, thanks for joining. Appreciate your being here. So, Josh, here's a question. Do you have any advice for people who this might be their first time going to a Skoolie Swarm?
Be ready to make friends.
Okay.
That's going to be the number one thing. Everybody's there to make friends. Most of us have been to them before and kind of already know everybody, but all the new people coming in, expect a warm welcome and expect to make a lot of new friends.
Yep.
Gotcha. I think that's great. Now, I've been to some of these before where people are like, where you share stickers or cards, or, are we just becoming like Facebook friends? Like, what's the expectation? I'm just sort of curious.
Everything.
Everything, all the above. Oh, there's
Nothing, no expectation. Be you.
Everything can happen pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
as
Okay.
far as folks and hanging out and connecting through later on for the rest of your time. Like, when we went to our very first swarm, there was a handful or two handfuls worth of folks that we really hung out with most of that time. And then when we then went to spring swarm, and it just like tenfold with the number of different folks that some of those folks were at the very first one, but we just didn't have time to really get to know them all, and then learn more about them at the next meetup. It's
Right.
just one of those things that it's, like I said, it's overwhelmingly welcome. Like, everybody is open to meeting and engaging and learning about each other and what everybody does to survive on the road, or whether you're full-time, part-time. It's just, you will find everything.
That's really
Travis, I'm
And there are
sorry.
classes on that.
Let me say real
Right?
quick.
Yeah, there are classes on it.
At your first event, the first one that you came to was the one that made me realize that the Skoolie Swarm is the friendliest neighborhood in the world for 10 days.
Yep.
That North Carolina Swarm, it just like hit me. That's what it was. That's what it felt like.
That's really
Then
cool.
you got the Florida one where we were not having any plans after that. We ended up going to Ocala and caravanning with people all the way up. Then we split up. Then we go back together, and it was like crazy because it's like we were not having any plans. We were going to, after that, be on our own. But then Florida happened, and I was like, oh my God. And the kids.
Yeah.
After Florida, the kids have a bunch of more friends, and even my son have a girlfriend. After that, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah, we get to blame Travis and Michelle for our son having a girlfriend now, because it was their event that we went to. So ultimately, it's their fault.
Yeah, I will have to talk to Kenai about this. I'm just saying. I've been watching this online. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really like we had no plans other than for shortly after the swarm, we were wanting to hang out in Florida. And then after that, we were supposed to free float for the next 6 months or so, not with nothing. And the next thing you know, we've now hooked up caravan on and off for the next 6 months after that.
I love
we
that.
did.
yeah, that's
And
fantastic.
that's just what happened.
Yeah. We love that so much. And that's why we have the Facebook group, so that we can all stay together and stay kind of connected. And it just makes us so happy when we see those connections that people are making. And that's why that's why Widen the Circle really is our thing, because we want to widen the circle, just bring everybody in. We want everybody to come and experience what you guys have experienced.
So here's my question on that, because I love the concept. The bigger it gets, sometimes the dynamic can change a little bit, right? So when you have a large group, it could. So have you thought about, maybe limiting it and saying, okay, the first 150 for this one, and maybe do some like a little closer throughout the year instead of waiting? Like I know you do two a year, correct?
She Devil's comment.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what we do is we've limited the number that can come to the February swarm now to 275. And we might let, we, like I said, we want to widen the circles. So if you are on your way there and you're meeting people in the parking lots and in the campgrounds and you're inviting them to swarm, we're still going to let them in, because we don't want them to miss out on it. And everybody, as they're coming, are so excited. They're obviously sharing the, hey, this is where we're going. Have you heard about it? So we're still going to let them in up to 300. But okay. The fall ones are the smaller ones. And eventually we'll get to where we'll have a couple of more throughout the year that are smaller. But I'm going to let other people talk because my husband's telling me to.
Well, I'm gonna read the comment, because this is important, guys. So She Devil says the Skoolie Swarm is an easy event to attend, even for introverts, and that's a very important point. Very important point. So so I'm gonna pick on Josh for a second. Josh, would you agree with that statement? Or for people like me who are like an extrovert introvert, because I like to be exciting, but then I like my space. Like, how do you feel?
I would totally agree with that. I would say that even like personally, like I was much more of an introvert when we went to our first Skoolie Swarm, and I wouldn't really call myself an introvert anymore. Just especially at the swarms, we're all over the place in there. We're visiting as many people as we can.
He's as extrovert as his wife lets him.
Right.
I was going to say his wife is definitely the extrovert in the relationship. Most certainly.
I love this. Okay, well, I'm going to pick on Mo for a second too. Hold on a second. I want to pick on Mo, because you know what? This is a question everybody's going to ask me, and I'm a person who's I don't like to. You wouldn't know this by my room right now. I'm a bit of a minimalist. I really gotten down to like the bare bones, a lot of stuff. But here's the question: what should I bring?
It depends on how you're coming, honestly. I mean, if you're in your bus, that's your house, just bring what you have in your house. My first year, I came in a minivan with an ice chest, and my kid and I slept in that, and my friend came with me in a Prius, and her kids slept in that. And we have like a kitchen. We try to provide a lot of amenities for people who are minimalists, who are coming minimally, so that they can still come and be comfortable. So, we do have like a kitchen there and a shower there. So you don't have to have those things. We have them there for you. But what to bring, for sure, if you have to bring anything, bring a s'more stick and a chair and probably some hot dogs if you want to be friends with me. And then I mean that's something to share at the potluck, even if it's a pack of plates. Like, just bring something. Like, you don't have to cook a big meal, especially for solo people. Like, the solo people will think, because I was a solo person, and so the solo people are like, I'm not bringing some big huge dish, try to feed everybody. You don't have to bring a big huge dish. You can bring a pack of rolls, or a pie or whatever, just contribute a little something. So I would say, a roasting stick, some hot dogs for Mo, a chair, and something for the potluck there, and you should be good.
I like this.
So
I like
deodorant is nice.
Just throw yours in there right there, Mo. Just let people know immediately, like, what you want them to bring. I think that's perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
What do you think? What should you bring? I'm curious. I want to know what you think.
Who's
that for me?
For Tommy.
Who are you asking?
Tommy.
Yeah.
Well,
as a dude,
I've helped work with cooking, versus bringing food.
Mm-hmm.
The first swarm, I wasn't a work camper, but I helped with trash my first time there. I offered and helped. Like they said, if you really bring what you need for you, and maybe just a little something extra to contribute to the potlucks. Oh, wait, one more. Wine and crackers if you're going to LaCroix.
Yes.
If you're doing Wine Wednesday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
The wine's optional.
Wine's optional. Good. Box or glass, either way's fine.
Well, they do the little dips, the cheeses, the little pepperoni, whatever. The trays.
Yeah, it's the charcuterie tray, or as I like to call it, tornado warning. I know. That's what I use. Yeah.
Yeah, can I just throw in real quick? A lot of people that come to the swarms, they don't have like a completed bus or a completed bus. And a lot of folks are kind of apprehensive about coming because they don't feel like they're 100% ready. Nobody's 100% ready, and pretty much everybody will be happy to share if somebody's lacking something. Like, we make a point, if you don't have your power system together, we have excess solar on our roof. You can park next to us and you can plug into our bus. You can charge your phone. We'll make you coffee. If you're lacking some functionality, you can get that functionality from one of your neighbors.
Right.
That's really awesome. That's a really good point, because I think there's a lot of people who don't have their rigs put together. They're learning. I call it, I'm in a van. I've been van curious for years. A lot of people are Skoolie curious. They want to learn, is this something that they want to do? Or I'm going to pick on Travis and Unite for a second here. They've been fantastic with working on this RV, but I know that they really want a bus.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, so those that don't know, when we very first got together, she had no intentions of tiny living, period. I'd already been in my rig a year and a half. She had no intentions. World situations happen. We renovate to just take for vacation. 3 days in, suddenly she wants to live tiny, full time in our RV that we took the time and renovated. Well, when that came up, I had suggested, well, instead of doing the renovation on the RV, why don't we do a bus? No. I have to have my bathroom. I have to have this. I have to have that. Well, you can have those things. No. Then we went to Fall Swarm, our first swarm. And then she realized, oh, you can have a real toilet in there. You can have a real shower in there. And all the different, we'd put out a post and got welcomed into so many rigs to check out the bathrooms, because that was what is important to her. And, and the things that different folks did, whether it be just a bathroom, a shower that takes up the center of the bus, or a centralized point, or a tub in the floor that has the shower curtain. There's so many different things they're doing. And now that alone made it to where then she was willing to definitely, by the time we went to Spring Swarm, willing to say, okay, what kind of bus? So Spring Swarm, we spent talking to folks about different types of buses, to where we've narrowed it down to, what of each. We went with a couple different categories of buses, like what we would accept within that category, to be able to, whatever comes up when we have the funds available and ready. So when the right bus comes up, we'll be able to.
I think it's amazing. I really think it's great, because I am involved in a whole, I'll call it a 4-wheel travel community, from buses to RVs to whatever it is, ambulances. I see it all, vans, what it is. And I think it's interesting when people go through the process and then finally get to that. This is what I call it the Goldilocks syndrome. You've done this, but this is what I really prefer. So I think it's fun to see how that all comes together. So good for you. I'm excited. So Michelle, let's talk. What do you guys have when you go to the Skoolie Swarm? What do you bring, Michelle?
We have a 93 Thomas International bus, dog nose, that we cut off the back 3 windows of bus and put a metal bed on there to carry one Jeep on the bed. And then we tow another Jeep behind. And then now we accidentally got a motorcycle, so we tow a trailer with a motorcycle behind that second Jeep.
Wow.
And our cat. We have a cat too.
Okay, that you hit 2 points at once. I was like, okay, are you towing? And you got a pet? So it's like you got the whole thing.
We tow it all, and we have a cat. Yeah.
And how long did it take you to build, design? Did you do it yourself, or did someone else do it for you?
We
definitely did it ourselves, and it's described as rustic, the interior, mostly because of the bad construction. But it took about a year and a half to put it together. And it's always, we always tell people you're never more than 90% done.
Yeah.
So we're always looking forward to the next project.
Yeah. We had, friends come and that were there helping us at our property, but, that helped us do different things. So it was nice to have people with experience help us do things. Hi, Josh. Josh and Hillary showed up the very first, second day, I think, that we had it, and helped us take all the seats out of it.
Yeah.
They just showed up.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a long process, and we've been full-time in it now for
3.5 years.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad you're having a great adventure. That's what it's all about, right, guys? That's what we do.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, I'm
Yeah.
going to pick on you. So, like, they're talking about you. So, what are you traveling in these days?
So we've got a 32-foot Bluebird TC2000. It's the flat nose. We have a hydraulic lift on the back to carry a scooter. So that's our grocery getter when we're parked somewhere.
And they have an awesome shower in the middle.
I'm sorry?
I said you have that awesome shower in the middle.
Oh yeah, we're totally built out. We've got what the unique features we have are like we have a shower in the center that's part of the hallway, separates the living area from the bedroom. The scooter lift on the back, of course. We have an above average amount of electronic gadgets in the bus, I would say. We have a rather nice kitchen with full-size stove, big refrigerator, and everything. It's a very comfortable place to live and eat and cook and work.
That's really cool. And I think a lot of people are working on the road, but I will say this as a van lifer, I love people who have a kitchen. I'm just saying, I'll bring the food if you want to help me grill.
Yeah.
I'm all down with that. I'm with Mo. Like, bring me hot dogs. I'll be your new best friend.
Yeah, like Hillary, she really has started to enjoy cooking since we've gotten, a full-size stove in here. And she's baking bread every day, and I like to eat, so it works out good for me.
That's fantastic. That's totally great. I love that. Okay, Mo, what are you traveling in these days?
I have a 2001 full-size school bus, rear engine, flat nose, and it is, like Travis said, like 90% complete. I built it out myself. I've been working on it for a little over a year and a half, I think. And we just went full time in October. So, but we have, we got a full bathroom. We got hot water that doesn't work, and a sink that's very large. You can store a lot of dirty dishes in there. I have a deep freezer in mine.
Ooh, okay.
And so I don't have a full size stove because that wasn't important for me. I have a microwave that also bakes stuff, so I do that. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty great. It's still a little work to be done, but it's livable and comfortable, and we love it.
I love it. Okay, Snorri McGee, otherwise known as Tommy.
2000 Thomas Freightliner. I have maybe 2% of my bus done. It's basically just gutted. I do have a double induction cooktop. That's all electric. I have my air fryer. I have my cast iron. I do have a dual fuel liquid burner, and I have a propane grill. So I'm covered that I can cook.
Gee,
and
that's
100 gallons of water.
The water is important too. I gotta tell you, that's something. One of those things. I'm with you, Nye, on this. The bathroom, the shower,
in a bucket.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I have a bucket bathroom.
You're killing me. You're killing me, kid. You're killing me. So I know a lot of people tow. Like you just talked about, people who have a Jeep or they have a scooter, how to get around, because it is a lot of these are very large vehicles, let's face it. So when you go parking, it can be some things. If you had a choice, and some people don't tow. Some people just get up and go. They get everything they need for like 2 to 7 days, and they get going. Mo, you're going to say something?
No, I was just coughing.
she's choking it down here. If you were going to say, Michelle, would you say that it's 70% schoolies right now that attend? I'm curious.
I don't even know if the percent's that high.
Okay.
We have a lot of vans.
Yeah.
I say 60.
Cargo trailers.
Oh yeah, if you can turn.
That's us right there.
Yeah.
There you go. See, I thought that was cool. I think it's a great idea how you guys did that with the Jeep, though. I love that.
Too cool for school.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 70%. I honestly don't know. I'd have to check the numbers.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
became apparent real quick that it wasn't just going to be schoolies, that we were
Yeah.
making friends all over.
Yeah.
And that's what it was about, was meeting more people. We tell people when they join the Facebook group, this is a group designed for you to come camp next to each other. It's not a group where you're just a name and you're never going to meet that person. There's a really good chance you're going to meet them.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Which is way cool. Now, I got to say, because I'm going to two of these events, I heard that VanFest is sort of partnering with you guys and giving a discount. Have you seen this? You want to talk about this for a second?
Sure. So Lance, that's doing VanFest in Florida, reached out and proposed the idea. So, and when you purchase it that is for the 3 days of VanFest, then you can go pick 3 days at Skoolie Swarm, and it will give you a 25% discount to both events. So instead of $120 each, it's $180 total.
That's amazing. That's really cool. And I'm going to be at both of those, which is fun. Got quite a few events coming up while I'm down there. So I will definitely be there. I'm a van gal. I'm the bee girl. When you said school, I was like, Skoolie Swarm, like honeybees? Like, what are we talking here? I think it's a great idea. And then if you don't know about it, real quick, there also is Peace Loving Vans. So there's an event every other weekend. It's the Tampa RV show. Then I believe it's I got Peace Loving Vans. No, I'm sorry. It's the VanFest USA. Then it's Peace Loving Vans, and then it's Skoolie Swarm. It's like every other weekend. There's some really cool meetups going on in Florida. So if you don't know anything about it, guys, all you got to do is go to my website, go to charliegraceadventures.com/meetups. There's a whole page. I've got the whole 2024 a meetup page updated. I'm adding more every single day from people that are getting back to me on new meetups, such as Switch It Up is a group that has meetups. And I believe, I'm trying to think, there's 2 or 4 that they're going more in the Northeast, like up in New England. So people who are looking at sort of a hard place to do meetups, other than Hershey in September.
Right.
Yeah.
Hershey what's Hershey in September?
So Hershey in September, there's RVing Women will have their national convention in York, Pennsylvania. And then the Hershey RV show, I think, is the third week in September. And a lot of people will congregate for that one too.
Oh, okay.
That's in the field of the Hershey Chocolate Factory, correct?
It is. Yeah, it's a giant center. It's actually at the major.
So you can make a 2-for-1 trip. Was my point.
Yes. Eat your weight in chocolate. Have fun.
So our fall event this year is going to be in New Jersey.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. When what time of year? Like what month?
September, actually. I think it's the.
I'd have to look it up.
I'd have to look at the calendar. I think it's the 6th through the
7th.
Oh, it's the 7th.
Yes, it's the 7th.
Okay.
Through the 16th or something like that.
That's 10 days.
Wait. Let's just pull out the book, shall we? No. Let's take a look at that, shall we? Because I'm a big calendar girl. So you said the 7th through when?
So the 7th is the Saturday, right?
Right. Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
So,
And it's going to go for a whole week?
10 days. The following Monday.
It would be the 7th to the 16th in Columbia, New Jersey. It's on the Delaware River.
I think we can make that happen. I'm just saying that'd be very cool. I might have to hike it to Missouri for Johnny's Journeys meetup coming up the weekend after that, but that's no big deal. We can drive that, right?
You're a van. You can go.
I'm a van. I can go there. This is so cool. Well,
Charlie,
yes.
I was just going to ask, is that our Lance doing that via
the what?
The one that gets the discount for the swarms?
Lance Wilkinson, I think his name is. We've never met him before.
No, different Lance. I did interview him. I had him on my show a few weeks ago, and he gave us a discount too. But I like the idea how you can do both. It's fantastic, and I love how you can tag team that. He's really good at making sure and very welcoming of other communities. So and as you said, you get a lot of van lifers who come to your event too, so it just makes sense.
Yeah,
I love it. Very cool. Now, I thought you were talking about Lance with Boondocking with Boomer.
Yeah, my first swarm was in my van. So
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
My first and my fourth were vans. Yeah,
with like 8,000 watts of solar or something.
Imagine that. That doesn't sound at all unfamiliar. I love this one. Well, I'm going to give you guys. We're going to go through last words or last things that we should know before you guys get your tickets. I'm going to throw that link down here below. Once again, I want you guys to see these things. So we're going to start, of course, with the founders, the originators, the OGs of the Skoolie Swarm.
All right. So bring a bathing suit. Nobody mentioned that, but you should bring your bathing suit because there's a pool
At the February
at the
Swarm.
February Swarm.
Yep.
And we're just excited that you're coming, and hope, bring your friends, tell your friends. We'll
All
see you
right, cool. Bathing suit, check. Got that
Yeah.
one. Okay, Travis and I, you're not going to see me in a bathing suit, but try again. What are you guys going to bring?
Well, we are not going to the Florida one. We are aiming for the one in New Jersey because we just became grandparents. There's not a lot of stuff happening here, so.
And some hustle to try to get some funds for a bus, so therefore fast movement plans are on hold.
But if you go to the Florida one, expect I love the activities. That's the part that I love the most because I do everything that I could possibly do. So
Yeah.
I don't know, because every night is like, oh my God, I'm in pain. Even the kids, like, mommy, I'm in pain. They spend all day walking and running and playing and everything. We Tylenol because every day is an adventure.
I love it. Okay, and she's right. Okay, gonna go with you, Josh. You're next.
Yeah, I would say, especially if you're in the building stage, if you're still in the incomplete stages, there, bring your eyeballs and look at everybody's bus and ask people what really works well in their bus, what didn't work well in their bus. Learn from their mistakes, learn from their successes. Don't be afraid to copy other people's ideas. We certainly weren't afraid and have copied a lot of people's ideas. Yeah, and bring a good attitude.
Yep.
I like that. Okay, Mo, you're next. And I got to
Okay.
unmute you. There you go.
Yeah, I got it. Just check out the schedule before you come. That really will help you have an idea of what to come, what to bring. You're going to have a better idea of what you want to participate in. Like this year, so each event we have a welcome back party, and there's like food trucks and like dancing and all kinds of fun stuff. And then we have a going away party at the end. And this year's going away party is a prom. And let me tell you, we're super excited for prom and like the throwback dresses and whatever crazy thing you can find at the thrift store. So, but these are optional things. You don't have to, but if you know that they're there, you can be prepared for them and participate if you want to. So I would just say, make sure that you check out the schedule and see what you want to participate in.
Okay, hear that, Tommy? You got to bring your powder blue tuxedo, man. That's all I'm saying.
That ain't happening. I
Yeah.
can't find the number bum.
All right, Tommy. What your final thoughts? What do you think?
Well, Josh really summed it up with the builds. There's so many great ideas. Somebody's got something that'll make you think. Mo has scheduled. Well, I don't want to take this away from Michelle if she was behind it, but as far as I know, Mo has scheduled some great events.
It's a team effort.
Just come and enjoy it. Bring a chair and sit back and watch, if nothing else.
Can we call you Julie, the cruise director? Is that her new title? Does she?
Are we doing kickball this year?
Yes.
All right, so bring your shoes.
Yes.
The what?
Bring your running shoes for kickball.
Kickball.
I love
what about the beer run and all the pies? Remember we did all the pies?
Oh, pie eating contest is on. Yes.
No beer runs. That was done. No, we're not doing that.
But
I guess there's not going to be a circus then either.
I don't know. It depends on if they show up.
Do I need to bring my fire spinning things? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We have community fires, so
Yeah.
you can certainly bring.
No, seriously, we will have a fire spinner there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
hilarious. I know. I love this stuff. Well, okay. So my turn for the question.
Bring your instruments. Bring guitars and stuff for the campfires.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll bring the cajon and the guitar. Travis, I got my own cajones. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Here's the list, guys. Here's the list I have written down that people have asked me that I have to ask you guys because it's really important. Okay, you ready? This is the big one. This is very important. How buggy is it in for the Florida swarm? Is it something we need to worry about? Sunscreen and bug spray.
Sunscreen, yes.
Sunscreen for sure.
Bug spray's not awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. That was question number 1.
No.
Question number 2. I like what Josh said about, look around. Is there ever a tour of vehicles? Like, do you guys ever do like a day where you get to tour different people's things?
Yes. Mo,
Okay.
you
On the yes, we do have a tour day, and so everybody gets a sign to put on their rig, whether they're open or closed for tours. You can open whatever days you want. Some people will leave that open sign up the whole time, and some people only do it on the designated day. So the designated day this year is going to be on the very first Saturday. That is February 17th from 10 to 4.
Okay.
So yes, there are tours and you get a chance to check out people's rigs and things like that. But honestly, when you're just walking around making friends, a lot of times people are like, you're talking about stuff and they're like, yeah, come in, check out my house. Like it's your home and you're opening it up to your friends. So it's just kind of different than a festival where we do tours all the time.
Right. Okay.
To add to that, just because they have their sign up that says no tours, don't be afraid to ask them to see things, because most of the time it's just they don't want the crowd of folks coming in all at one time and everything. But they're
Right.
still most certainly open to showing you if they have something unique or different that they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Most
point.
people are actually excited to show you what they've done.
Yeah. Proud.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question, guys. These are the ones that people. Okay. There's always people that work from home, and I'm assuming we'll have some there during the week as well. Someone. Yep.
Mhm.
I'm right there with you, buddy. How is the internet where we're going if you have cell phone service versus Starlink? Good question.
Depends upon your
Well,
provider.
I have AT&T and no one can ever get in touch with me. So
Good
that's
point.
my experience. I usually park next to somebody who lets me use their Starlink, and you will have a lot of that. There will be a lot of Starlinks there. And so a lot of times people just take the passwords off and let you use their stuff. So that's a lot, and I'll hop from one to one, like whoever's giving me a better signal. So, but AT&T for me is garbage, but my kid says hers is okay and she's got AT&T too. So maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Well, we have in our bus, we have T-Mobile and Verizon, and both of those work adequately well pretty much everywhere at the campground.
I was going to say my T-Mobile has worked fine at that campground.
Okay, great. See, these are big questions. These are what people are thinking. Okay, so do you have and Mo, you might know this. Do you have a meetup for those who are, like, say, working remotely on the road, or like singles on the road? Or, I mean, do you have different subgroups that people get to meet each other based on that?
Yes, the very first day we do a singles and solos meet and greet. And we started that a few events ago because I was a single and a solo, and I really wanted to get to know those people because, when you're single girl traveling, you kind of want that. I'm no longer a single, but we do still host the event. And it's, even though I'm not single, I still am required to go. It's a lot of fun, and it's not like a creepy dating thing. It's, it's, some people are like single, but a lot of us are just solo travelers looking to meet up with other solo travelers.
Right.
What else did you ask? You said single,
No,
solo?
Different
The
groups.
workshop.
Oh, workers.
Yeah. Oh, and the working thing. Yes. So we do have Ryan Thompson does a little. He's doing. He put on the unofficial schedule, and he'll talk about what he does from home. And I'm sure. I mean, other people are welcome to do that, host talks or whatever, and share the information they've gathered on that. But anyone is allowed to go on the unofficial schedule. If you have some kind of subgroup that you're interested in or that you're a part of and you want to see if other people are there, like if you crocheting, macrameing people like to get together and make gnomes and stuff like that, those are really fun. And so, yeah, like there's just always stuff like that going on. So you'll find a lot of that sort of stuff in the unofficial schedule.
Okay, awesome. That's really cool. All right, and it's fun to get even entrepreneurs together. I've seen different kinds of things, different subgroups get together who find a commonality. Like it doesn't always be families or solos or things like that, and that's really cool. I'm glad you guys are doing that. My last question, which is near and dear to my heart, which is always interesting because I do work a lot with dogs and cats, and I know you guys got the cat thing going on. Okay, lady, and I've seen the cats on leashes.
I get the blame for my problems as well with cats, by the way.
I'm just saying, I think you lost the battle on this one, Travis.
I had one.
One.
When you showed up to our first swarm, and only one still when I showed up to the second swarm. It was after that that it multiplied. Darn.
So here's the question on pets. And this is really important because there are people out there who have different feelings on pets. Some people are afraid. Some people have different fears. And there's always safety and security too. So for the individuals. So do you have a rule? I know certain campgrounds now have rules. Some actually have laws now in state parks of pets have to be on a leash or a certain length of leash and things like that. So people can navigate without feeling one way or another.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going to field that one. Yes. Rule is 6 foot leash for dogs, even if they're tied out. So you need to make sure that your leash or lead isn't long enough for them to lunge out from underneath of your rig on the other side when people are walking. We have had to ask, a couple people to leave when that was going on and they weren't curbing it. You got to pick up after your dogs. We do, Travis asks, and it's a good idea that if your dog is known to be aggressive or is one that like people just shouldn't go up to and try to pet, then put a red bandana or some kind of red something on them. So as visual cue for people to not immediately go over and think they can just pet them and it'll be all right. Green is great, but nothing is the same as green. Red would be great just for, hey, let me know not to go just pet.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a smart. I think that's probably one of the smartest ideas I've heard when it comes to meetups and pets. So kudos on that one. I love it. Yeah,
it works good to ward off humans. It doesn't work so well to ward off my Lucky. He sees one with red and he still tries to go say hi.
He still likes to lunge. I know. Well, I have a dog, and as you can tell, she's a vicious beast back here. Not as exciting and snory as Tesla, but she is Tennessee's most famous rescue dog. So she's got something like 250,000 followers plus. It's sort of crazy. She gets around. I'm just the girl with the dog. That's all. Just the girl with the dog. But I appreciate you guys so much for being here because number one, you've answered some really amazing questions and some of the questions from followers that had emailed me or written some things down and want to know more about. But we're going to send people to your website. So if they have any questions, they can fill it out that way and get tickets, which is even more important. And I'm excited to meet you guys in person. This is going to be awesome.
And the Facebook group is a great way to ask questions too. It's a really friendly Facebook group, and it was primarily to organize the events. Now it's become a little more social, but absolutely welcome to come there and ask any question you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to put you in the basement. There's milk and cookies. Hold tight. Don't take off yet. I promise. I'll be right back there with you. But thank you guys for all being here and just hold tight. Here we go. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! Whew, that was a lot. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Oh, and I'm knocking things down already. This has been a fantastic show. I appreciate everybody for being here. Johnny's Journey is up next. If you guys want to go over to Johnny's Journey, she's been doing some amazing van builds for Midwest van building. If one of my moderators wants to drop her link, please make sure you say CG Raid so she knows that we sent you over there. And congratulations once again to Gracie and Jacques for their awesome new van. So excited for you guys. And I hope to see you guys on the road. I'm hoping to meet up with you guys in the next few months. So once again, every day's an adventure. We will see you next week.